I did a lot of actually just self-training in the beginning, and I actually started studying functional medicine pretty seriously before it was called functional medicine. But then I decided I wanted to go into Chinese medicine. That fascinated me. So I went to a 4-year graduate program in San Diego and studied acupuncture and Chinese herbs, and that's like my formal training. And then the most exciting part, though, of my training, I mean, A, has been my patients for sure. I learned more from them than anywhere. But I also spent a lot of time in China. So I went to China 10 times, probably 2 months a year for 5 years. And I had a specific mentor that I worked with, and I got to see 50 patients a day with him every day, and got to feel their pulses and see how he treated. And when I started studying with him, he had 50 years experience. So it was no joke. And I ended up writing a book with him that's an herbal like textbook now. So I got to really experience some really deep Chinese medicine, and actually that style that I learned was pre-communist. It was before the communists changed Chinese medicine and westernized it. So I had a very unique experience of learning a more traditional model, which it resonates with me more than what I learned in school. So that's where my real like Chinese medicine knowledge came from. But then going back to the patients, really watching patients and talking to them and seeing where their blockages are coming from has been the most inspiring part of my learning. It's just seeing each individual and how they are contributing to health or not contributing, and emphasizing and nourishing those parts that are contributing and trying to find the blockages that might be preventing them. And that's the magic for me. And we also see that humans are humans, and they kind of have certain patterns too. It's like, it's not every individual is so completely different. I mean, we all have our unique presentations, but there's certain cool patterns that we start to see over and over, and that's where Chinese medicine actually has mapped that out a little bit. And then I've kind of taken that to another level and just like, okay, well, how do we update it with like the modern movements of consciousness that are happening, and see like what's happening nowadays. Ancient Chinese medicine's great, and there's something happening now in our culture and in our consciousness that's erupting, and people are interacting with the world in a certain way that wasn't happening 200 years ago or 2,000 years ago. So we have to be alive and interested in that too. And that has to do with the collective consciousness of what is coming down that we're working through as a culture, and paying attention to that too.